let me ask you, do you come across as a warm person or a cold and distant person? In this video, we're going to talk about immediacy and its implications for you as a leader. So let's get into the details. Hello there, friends, and welcome back to Communication Coach. If this is your first time tuning in, I am Alex Lyon, and this channel is all about helping emerging leaders. And part of the way we do that is through looking at communication skills. And so today we are talking about immediacy and its implications for us as leaders. And I would like to start off by thanking Professor Joseph DeVito. He's a retired professor from Hunter College, and he wrote a really informative blog post on immediacy, and he pulled together a bunch of resources, and I will put a link to that blog post in the description below this video so that you can check that out on your own. So thank you, Professor DeVito. So let me paraphrase his definition of immediacy. Immediacy is the creation of a sense of closeness and togetherness between a speaker and listener. You're communicating immediacy when you show interest, attention, liking, and warmth to the other person. So again, that's my paraphrase. And before we get into exactly what that sounds like and looks like, I want to talk about the benefits, because the benefits of immediacy are really impressive. So for example, when you're communicating with immediacy, people will respond to you more favorably. So I can think of endless situations where that would be really beneficial to me. So I'm giving them immediacy and they're going to respond to me more favorably. It sounds like a pretty good exchange. They will also find you more attractive when you communicate with more immediacy. So some people think it looks cool, for example, to give the stone face, the tough expression. But the truth is that when you communicate with warmth and connection, people literally find you more attractive. So that may come in handy. That's something interesting to know. Now, on this channel, we talk a lot about leadership and frontline supervisors, for example. And there's some research on immediacy and how when supervisors communicate with immediacy, their subordinates respond to them differently. So for example, when a supervisor is communicating with immediacy, that subordinate sees the supervisor as more interested and concerned in them, which is a really positive thing. All you do is change the way you're interacting, and your subordinates are going to have a different impression of you. The subordinates also will speak more freely and honestly in ways that help the supervisor and help the organization's overall health. So that's really a benefit of connecting with people with immediacy. And also the people that you supervise, your subordinates, will have more job satisfaction and motivation. So literally just by changing a few things about the way you're interacting with people, you get a whole different response from the people that you are supervising. So it's really important. So I wanted to share those benefits with you because as we talk about this list of verbal and nonverbal behaviors, I really want you to realize how important these can be. So the first way is to self-disclose. When you talk about some personal information, the other people around you are going to feel more connected and close with you. So self-disclosure, you tell them something that they might not ordinarily know. It doesn't have to be super personal, just any little detail about your life, and that will begin to connect you. You also can mention the other person's good qualities. So you might say, I notice you pick up on new tasks really quickly. So by mentioning the other person's good qualities, they feel more connected and close to you. You can talk about things that you have in common with the other person, or perhaps things that you've done together in the past. That makes them feel more connected. You can give them positive feedback cues when you're listening that show that you've heard them and that you have understood them. So we all know what good listening looks like and feels like in the moment. You want to make sure that you communicate that when you are listening to the people around you. You can sit a little bit closer to people rather than further away. You may notice in a lot of movies, for example, when they want to show people are having a conflict, they position them further apart. When they want to show them getting along, they position them closer together, and that's the same in real life. There are a lot of nonverbal things that you probably already have heard about, like good eye contact, smiling, a warm facial expression. These things can sound a little superficial, but really this good communication has these benefits that we talked about. It's worth it to take the time to make direct eye contact instead of glancing around the room and really focusing on the other person and showing them that you like them and appreciate them. Now, one of the key parts about immediacy, in my experience, is that people often think, I often think, I'm coming across as warmer and more connected than I actually am. For example, a few days ago, I was posing for a photograph with a friend of mine. And at the time, I remember I thought I was smiling. And then when I saw the photograph, it didn't really look like I was smiling very much in the photograph. So I think what happens oftentimes is we feel as if we're showing appreciation and warmth and connection with people, but oftentimes we're not really coming across exactly how we think. So I believe that the key takeaway here is that each of us probably has a little more room than we realize to show other people that we care, that we appreciate them. And so big shout out again to Professor DeVito from Hunter College for putting together a wonderful blog post that we can benefit from. And again, I encourage you to check out that link in the description below. So question of the day, what do you think the biggest benefit of immediacy is in your life? Let's say you're a supervisor, leader, or maybe just someone who's moving in that direction. What uses do you see of communicating with immediacy with the people around you? I'd love to hear your comments in that section below. So God bless, take care, and I will see you next time. Hey there, before we go, I wanted to tell you about a free resource that I have created for you. It's a PDF download with the essential communication skills that every professional should learn. I put that in the description below the video, as well as pinned in the first comment in the comment section of the video. And you put your email in there, and then I send you that PDF download, and you can get to work on it. So thanks, God bless, and I will see you next time.